Hello and welcome. My name is Dragothic, or Jacob as you may know me. Welcome to another video. I'm joined today by Martimus once again and our little guest host, Ree.
Hi.
Yeah, Ree's come to join us. She's been playing Pokemon with us for the last couple of weeks for the playthrough of Scarlet and Violet. So yeah, Marty, you had an intro you wanted to do. You wanted to participate.
I'd like to make a toast to Ree, the very first girl that's ever come on the show. Here are some celebratory
Oh, the
hands.
hands! You gotta put the hand. Oh, it's my hands.
Oh, I've got some for you too.
Okay, good. Yeah, the little hands.
We got the little meme hands. Cheers, guys. Welcome to
yeah.
the show, Ree. It's a pleasure having you
Oh!
as our senior Pokemon consultant
I'm not
today.
that old, but okay.
Oh wait, I got them on the wrong hands. Hold on.
You need a
There are left and right hands.
I don't care.
Oh my god.
Wait,
She got two
you
left.
had two left hands. That makes sense because she fell up the stairs on the way up here.
Shut up!
So
I want to
little
go up the wrong
validator.
way.
I told you to go the right way. You just stepped wrong. Okay, so Ree's coming to join us for the video here today, so which is a lot of fun. So we've already done a video today with Gooch, and we didn't tell Gooch we were doing two videos. So we told Ree though, because like it's fun to make fun of Ree. So Ree's gonna be. You want to show us the merch? So Ree's
yeah.
wearing our nice new shirt that we got from the merch store there. Look at her. Oh, cute little merch girl. Go back around again. Go around again. So it's got I can't see with my arms in the road. It's got the QR code and the logo and stuff on the back there. And yeah, so the fabric's nice and comfortable. They'll be linked down below in the description for the merch store, which will take you straight there to look at all the stuff there from Briskinid, Merch Go, the Pokemon designs for this one and the one we did for Pokemon Arceus, and an assortment of other things to do with the logos from all types of things, from gym clothes to mugs and stickers. So feel free to go and check that out. So yeah, so we've done a little bit of a playthrough on Pokemon. First thing, I want to get it out of the road, obviously. The major conversation to go with everything is the bugs. Like, so I've said it in the last video as well. The games come out as effectively a standardized AAA release from Activision, Starlink, like all those big major, Bethesda. It's come out very broken, very buggy, full of glitches, graphical and physical in playthrough. So some of the bugs that I found is, so I didn't go straight to the Pokemon Center. The game's open world, right?
Yeah.
If you don't go to the Pokemon Center straight up, you don't get a fast travel. You don't get taught how to fast travel until you get to the first Pokemon Center. Instead of at Mum's house, where you get the first Pokemon. You don't get it there. So I went off into the wilderness, threw a Pokeball at a thing on an island because I wanted to get the item on that little island. So I used a Pokemon over there to get over there. But then I had no way to get back because when I was on my run, at this point here, I'm able to run around on my steed. I could get to the island, but I couldn't jump back. I'd get caught in like a constant falling sort of thing into the water and then teleported back onto the thing. Luckily, at that point there, we were able to start our group conversation. Oh, no, I just had to drown enough times until I got sent back to Mum's house. So I think that's what happened. I drowned enough times, I got sent back to Mum's house. As you do. And then after that, I beeline straight for the Pokemon Center so that I could have access to a saving grace. Because, like, the game's open world, but it doesn't give you any of the tools you need, but it gives you access to areas where you can get stuck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's probably one of them. And other than that, I've had, like, a couple of crashes because the game itself actually has a memory leak that hasn't been addressed yet because there's been no patch update since the release of the game on the 18th of November.
Yes.
I think it was the 18th, yeah. So there's been no patch since then. So that's a week and a half, 2 weeks with no patch for a lot of these issues. So the memory leak is, you'll notice when you're riding around mostly, and you try to pan the camera and it starts to stutter out and like freeze up and stuff, that becomes more prevalent the longer your game session has been going on that particular upload. So the only way to fix that is every now and again you save it, close the game off completely, restart the game. Because, like, say you play for 8 hours in a day, and then you just, home button it out and close the console down and go to bed. You pick it up the next morning, that's still added 12 hours of runtime on the game, and it's actually still adding to its leak. So you got to reset it every now and again to fix that issue. That's a fun little fix tip.
Right.
What other bugs did you find, Ree?
I mean, I didn't have bugs in particular, rather than like actual scatter bugs, or there was no worm pulls, but you get like drift.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was just more jankiness.
Yeah.
A lot of jankiness.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I was trying to do the Skyrim thing of like you just constantly jump on your horse or whatever.
Yeah.
Trying to get up a cliff. I got stuck a few times, which is not great.
Yeah.
And then
There was actually a speedrun stat that came
Yeah.
from that where you can go backwards, jump
Yeah, I
backwards
did
up
see
hills.
that.
Yeah.
Yep, so obviously trying to do that didn't really work.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, being able to see underneath the ground was a bit
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
and,
like when you after you catch a Pokemon and then
Yeah.
it does that pan around thing and you can
Yeah.
see through the mountain to the bottom
Yeah.
plane. Yeah.
like I didn't really have any game breaking like bugs or anything. Like my game did crash a couple of times. Like I would say only twice, which actually isn't that much considering the amount of hours I played. But it was just a lot of jankiness. Like it felt a bit unfinished.
Mm.
And I feel like a lot of people have that sentiment.
Yeah.
Like graphically, I know it's nothing to do with bugs. It just wasn't
Yeah.
great.
like,
it wasn't great.
It feels a lot like a game that's on a yearly release and they need
Yeah.
to get it out before Christmas, whether it's ready or not.
like FIFA. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
the next FIFA.
And then and Modern Warfare and stuff like that, where they come out broken and then they spend the next 3 months fixing it. Because in reality, for it, a lot of it comes down to they've got until Christmas to get it ready. When a majority of the people that the game's been bought for is going to be given to them.
Yeah.
Because although we're the current play demographic, a lot of people in the younger demographic will get it as a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Love being an adult.
Yeah, hell yeah, adult money with
Yeah.
childish dreams. Yeah, power of friendship. Free.
Yeah,
Yeah, the little hands. So what about you, Marty? What fun bugs did you get?
Actually wrote a little list.
Oh.
Bringing back the list for a scope. So what I found mainly was the Noodle Man. I didn't experience it personally, but that's shocking.
So the Noodle Man is when you're
I've seen them.
where you're in multiplayer and you hop onto your vehicle, onto your mount, whatever it is, the fucking Cyclosaur thing.
Yeah.
And as you're hopping onto it close to another character, it'll
Yeah.
it'll jump in size and like turn into this big stretched out thing. So yeah, the Noodle Man.
Peter Griffin arms. So when they do like the
The twisting joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some of them are horror fuel.
So
The head
bad.
starts spinning.
Kind of
And, yeah.
I just got the weird arm thing.
Yeah.
I got so a lot of clipping, like falling through the floor. I had 2 crashes. Also, one thing that I didn't talk about in the last one was clothing. There's only 4 clothes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they give you school uniform, but you gotta remember though, you're restricted to a school uniform for the different seasons. So
I think that you should have. Sorry to cut you off, but I feel like you should have gotten trophies from the people that you beat, the team star or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could have been able to customize your own fit.
True.
And be
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm a funky bully.
Like-
because you go around and bully
like
people.
steal parts from the bosses of their
Yeah.
clothing outfits.
Yeah, or
Instead of a TM.
You
Yeah.
could just be like America and just wherever what.
Yeah,
you
like a
wanna
Muffin
like.
Day.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
I really missed that part of it. I did like the face customization.
Yeah, I mean they made up for it still.
Yeah.
So lighting changes, a lot of clipping with the models and the scene as well.
Yeah.
Hard crashes, low res textures, and it just
Like the shadow pop in and out when you'd be running around and it doesn't know whether it's supposed to be a shadow or not in certain areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and this wasn't a glitch, but I felt like the inappropriate nature of like Pokemon and their location. So I had like Avalanche in the water, I had like Gyarados in caves,
Yeah.
and just like didn't feel like a natural experience
Oh.
of Pokemon.
Give us your Gyarados bug though.
Oh my god. So I was in a random cave that was like up in the snowy mountains, and all of a sudden I had like this encounter against a wall, and it like clipped out, and I wasn't fighting anything, so no stats or anything, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna catch this thing. So I caught it, and then I like nothing was there. It was like, doo, doo, doo. And then when I checked in my box, it was a shiny Gyarados.
Yeah.
And I was like, sick. And then I turned off the game, and then when I turned it back on, it wasn't there.
Yeah, it was gone. Like,
Yeah.
was your Pokédex still saying you had a Gyarados?
No.
No?
That's so weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So fucked. And
You
also
don't deserve a
sad.
shiny.
Yeah, literally.
No, but like we're at this point, right? And I still haven't gotten a shiny.
I've got 2.
Oh, yeah.
This one.
Little Miss Perfect.
He's a little gladiator over here.
Oh.
And it was
Someone knows how to catch
I
shinies.
know.
I haven't even seen one. Because the game rubs it in your face. Like it has on your badge,
How many?
on your ID card says how many shinies you've battled, and mine is a very flat 0. Like I haven't even accidentally killed one.
Well, you can't. It's actually like an inbuilt thing where if you auto battle Pokemon, it will not kill the shiny.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's an inbuilt thing, so you cannot accidentally kill
Oh,
one.
good, because
That's
I've been
so
really
good.
worried about that.
We didn't even know that. That was
I've been
great.
like really
Yeah.
worried. I'll be watching the horse. Like I swear, because like you got to kill things to make
Yeah.
things respawn.
Yeah,
So I'm
no,
like-
your Pokemon refuses to kill it.
Okay.
So if it like consistently refuses to kill a certain Pokemon,
Yeah.
it's shiny.
It might be a shiny.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's not just the game being janky and like, why won't you
No,
fight it?
no.
But you can see them in the outer world though.
Yeah, but some of them are so
Yeah.
minimally different.
Yeah, they're like a
dark
palette
jumps and like.
like a palette difference
Yeah.
of a shade.
I was trying to look for like a shiny Slowpoke and I never did, but like
What color
I-
is shiny Slowpoke? Is
it's
it?
literally just a different tone of pink.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't have time for this. And then I left. I
Maybe you could breed for it.
can't be bothered doing that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't found out how to breed yet, but Marty said it has something to do with the picnics.
Yes, yeah. So you do it during a picnic. I don't know if you have to have your Pokemon in certain slots or whatever, but then your eggs appear into a little basket and then.
So you're just there eating
Yeah.
poppins
Oh.
and there's a gangbang going on with the Ditto and you're like, this is uncomfortable.
Okay,
Like,
cool. I will need to look into that.
yeah, me too.
I have some Pokemon that I want to exploit.
I,
Uh,
I want a like 3-segmented Dunsparce. That's what I want. So I need to breed my Dunsparce.
oh no, that's not Dunsparce is an evolution.
I know, but as in like it's a 1 in 100 chance to get a 3-segmented one. So I need
Are
one
you?
Dunsparce.
Wait, so it's not an evolution; it's a chance of having it exist.
Well, you have the 2-segmented one.
Yeah,
And then you have the 3-segmented one.
yeah, that's Dunsparce. That's the new evolution.
No.
Yeah, no,
He's
but-
saying that there's an it's like an extra model.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
So it's still the
It's like a-
Dunsparce, but it's 3 instead of 2.
It's like Banjo 3.
so you have a chance to have a Dunsparce.
Essentially, it's just 3 segments.
Oh my god, this is
Yeah.
like a mythical.
Weird.
That's way better than a legendary. Oh my
Okay.
god.
So 1 in
What?
100, and imagine like shiny hunting that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
fair enough.
That's more than that. That's like finding a glitch. I love
Yeah,
that.
okay. So we've had there's a lot of bugs, but we understand
Yes.
that. Although I have enjoyed the game, so let's get into talking about our actual playthroughs and how that went. So I'll start off. Where's my game? It's over here somewhere. There we go. What? Sorry, smacking you around. All right, so oh my god, I start the game out because I did a close down. Hold on, it's gonna take a second. So I'll start talking
Yes.
while it's starting because it's going to like drone on. I went through a bit of a playthrough. So far I think I've done 5 gyms and I've done 4 of the Titans and I've done like 3 or 4 of the Starfall gyms, Starfall rounds, which I really enjoy. I enjoy the idea of the Starfall things where you've got a time limit, you can throw out 3 Pokemon and they can auto battle. I wish I could throw out multiple Pokemon in the normal overworld, and I absolutely wish I could have multi-Pokemon battles. Like it annoys me that I don't have that choice. And horde battling from like the old, they used to have like 5 of them show up at once, and you're fighting all 5.
I mean, that's kind of like having a horde in that outer world, though.
No, but you can't fight them all at once. You can only individually
True,
fight.
Yeah.
And it kind of annoys me because I have Pokemon with multi-Pokemon attacks that are
Yeah.
made to kill everything.
Yeah.
Like Overboom. Like it's a Screech attack that attacks everything, even your own secondary if you have one
Yeah.
out. Like, what's the point of having these wide range attacks?
Yes, yeah.
There's
Why
only,
do they exist when there's no actual 2v2 battles?
there's only one
There's
in
one.
the gym.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the stream.
Wow. Okay, fine. So there is
Only-
one coming up,
Only
Yeah.
one,
but
there's only one though.
that's like it's cutting itself off from a thing. That's just like a little minor thing I wish was
Yeah.
fixed.
I do miss the double battles.
Yeah. So my thing is, so what I've done for my grouping is I got a Breloom, which is the little shroomish dragon guy. Because I've been using him as my capture Pokemon. Because you've got false swipes, so you can 1 HP things, and it's got paralyzing spores, which will do just about anything. It doesn't also do paralyzing spores.
Yeah.
Right, so that works out fairly well for most. I got Hot Chocky, which is my Lococo evolution, who, like, we did the shirt designs based off of the well before they had the releases out for everything, and we did it based off of the
Fake mon.
fake mon that we seen come out, which looked like a big pompadour sailor duck, and it's kind of a Tyrannosaurus Rex style, because he's like this little chomper on 2 feet with like the big mouth and stuff, so you assume he's gonna keep going up. He just turned into an alligator or a crocodile, with a Mr. Burns haircut. And the little birdie that eats the little fleas and stuff out of the grab as like a little fire thing and everything, and it turns into a microphone when he does his sonic attack. So that's cool and all, but I really wish he had it turned into like the big Tyrannosaurus-y.
Yeah, but Coco's crocodile. Like, it makes sense.
No, why is Coco crocodile?
Ish.
Is it Spanish for Coco? For crocodile?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think. I don't know, but Coco sounds like crocodile. Sounds like it would
Like
be.
in his
Because
description.
Coco, like
Yeah.
crocodile.
See, because he looks like a like. So for me, for the Spanish stuff, Lococo, it was more running in the lines of like a death. It's like, because they have a very thing. It's all music and death and all the skull stuff. So his pattern is following very high into the outer skull. Like he's got an outer bone exoskeleton sort of thing going on, which played into the whole
Day of the Dead.
the Day of the Dead thing, and then the song stuff. And he's actually the singer for the grouping, and his signature attack is a vocal attack. So that was I found that to be its interesting connection for the Spanish backgrounding stuff. And then I think you also took the fire type, didn't you? Yeah.
It was a hard choice.
It was a hard choice.
Yeah.
It's all right. We'll eventually trade them all, and we'll have them all, so it's okay. I also then went with Annihilate, which is Primate and Mankey's evolutionary change came with this game here, playing very heavily into the death side of this game. There's a lot more ghost types have been introduced in this game, and even certain like basically like Bramastiff and stuff like that. They've got Tombstone or Dogstone, whatever it is, like evolution. It's basically just the dead version of the dogs.
Yeah, rip.
And like the little candle puppy.
Yeah.
They're just dead versions of the Mastiff group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like they did a lot of ghost stuff to do it. And I got Toxicity because I just really like my little hard rocker Poison Boy. Gardevoir, it's male. I didn't realize that you need to have a certain stone to evolve it into Gallade.
Yeah, shiny stone.
Yeah, I needed a shiny. I have not found that yet.
Really?
And then a Sylveon because Pink Ribbon Dog is best dog.
Oh, you think it's a dog?
It's kind of a dog, or is it a fox? I don't know.
What do
It's
you
kind
think
of
the EV line is based on?
Well, I think it's a fox. I guess that is a hound. So.
Yeah, they're part of the canine
Little
family.
cute
Yeah.
doggo.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's been basically the group that I've been running around with, and I really only use Annihilate because ghost fighting is OP as fuck.
Yeah.
It can hit everything and can't be hit by some things, you know.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good for me. So I've been doing that. Gone another thing. Really like the battles with the star guys. Yeah, and then other than that, this Pokemon is in weird spots, but like, it's fine. You get used to that. So that's sort of how mine's been going. I've caught up to 180. I've got 180 type Pokemon at the moment.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So that's why I haven't finished the game with how many hours. I got 80 hours, but I've been like systematically clearing the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about you, Ree? I'll go with Ree first because Marty's is a bit different.
So my playthrough was a little bit weird in the sense. So I started the game off, right? My main team ended up being the Fire Starter, Mr. Worldwide, because I knew what the final evolution looked like.
Yeah, you'd already pre-looked
So,
it up.
like, I don't know, he just looked bold. I'm like, oh, Pitbull. So, Mr. Worldwide.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, I just chose Pitbull. And, yeah, and then I had Azumarill purely because I just needed a water and fairy. So, that's, yeah, and also huge power. It's pretty good. Then I had Breloom and Ampharos, Haxorus, and Crocodile. And they are, like, 4 of my favorite Pokemon ever. Like, they are my absolute favorite. And I don't care if it's controversial to only have like one new Pokemon from the generation. I was just happy to, like, use Pokemon that I love. in one team, in one playthrough.
I think
So-
I think for me,
they're all
literally,
meta.
it's just the starter and Annihilate, which is really just a Generation 1 upgrade.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really even count as a current thing. So yeah, I don't know. Some of the new Pokemon, some of them are good apparently.
Yeah, like some of them are cute, but they're just like, I'm not a big fan of the new designs. They're okay, but they're alright. But I still do like the older Pokemon, and I couldn't, pass up the opportunity to use my favorite Pokemon in a single playthrough.
I feel like this generation they only added about 30 for this generation.
And they were all terrible.
They weren't
They
old.
were terrible.
What about the little Fire Knight dude? He seems
I didn't
cool.
like him.
They made
He was too humanoid.
Too humanoid.
I know the Gardevoir,
Digimon.
whatever, but like, I don't know. He just didn't feel like a Pokemon.
It feels
Have,
like
you,
a
have you seen the evolution though?
Yes, of course.
But there's a difference between the Scarlet and they have a different
Mega Man and Hand.
Oh my god!
Mega Man. It's like one's like are they both based off ninjas or is one more of a knight? I feel like one's more like a knight.
Yeah, but
I feel like Scarlet's one's more of a knight and Violet's is like a ninja.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They just weren't my.
Not your cup of tea.
No, not really. I've always liked the animal-looking ones or like the weird-looking ones. Hence, my team.
Is that why you didn't go for the grass type because it turned into furry bait?
Kinda.
Kind of.
Yeah. But I like crocodiles as well.
Yeah.
Which is why I have crocodile, and Moxie ability is great. So, again, my playthrough is different because essentially, once I got my little Miradon, I think that's what he's called. There was an area that I wanted to jump to very early in the game. Ended up going into Area 4. So I grinded my Pokemon in that area. Caught a level 50 Leafeon when I was still in my early 20s. So boosted everything up. So I was like...
All of a sudden you've got something that can compete in that
Well,
in
no,
that
I
region
didn't actually use it. I was just grinding on the Pokemon, which using a fire and just sending it out to
and just winning the order.
Yeah.
Even at a 50% XP is still huge.
So I was just doing that the whole time. So I was like very over leveled for the early game. And I was just not really following the story. I was going all over the place. So, I went to a few gyms. I've done all the gyms, star battles, and done all the Titan Pokemon. I did them in the wrong order. So the game for me came it was a bit of a drag because I just knew I could win everything.
Yeah.
So I was very over leveled for all of it, especially when I found a horde of Vaporeon. I was just battling them and they give so much EXP.
Yeah.
That I was from level 60 to 70 just from that horde.
Just coming back and forward to that horde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was very, very overpowered. So the game itself was a bit of a drag. I liked exploring. I really like the Titan Pokemon storyline, and if you have completed the game, you know why? I think that's everyone's favorite sort of storyline. The actual end game, after all those storylines, the end game was pretty good. I enjoyed that, but I feel with the
because Marty said that you get it's not really a spoiler for that one, but after you finish the league stuff, you get to go back and do the gyms again at a higher level.
Yeah,
even then, but they're still they're level 50 to 60.
Yeah, I haven't completed.
I think by the time Marty got to the league battle, the final 4 league battle, Elite 4, he was a level 95 Slayduck.
Yeah.
No, my duck was level 100 at the 5th gym.
Yeah.
And just went around and just wiped everything out.
I'm playing very differently to you guys because the best Pokemon I've got's hold on, it's today even with me grinding 60 with Annihilate and everyone else is trailing behind by 10 levels with Annihilate. And I was thinking, I've been fighting stuff, but you find I've worked from the bottom and then I've gone up to this point and then I couldn't figure out how to get into over here.
Right.
So I went, fuck it. So I came back to the start again. I started working this way to try I couldn't see where the road goes into that top part where the mountains are, and I'm I don't know, it's too hard to figure it out. So I just sort of went the other way.
I mean, that's the good thing of doing Titan things first, because then you unlock all the abilities, so you can go anywhere.
See, I've done 4 of the Titans, so I've got everything except the rock climbing one. And I find it really weird because 2 of the ones I've done just now, I was for sure they're going to give me the rock climbing one because of one was the worm and one was the wall crab, right? Yeah. No, one of them gave me swimming, and I'm like, what?
Have you done the bird one?
Oh yeah, no, the bird one. No, the bird one gave me swimming first. I did the bird one first.
Yeah.
Gave you swimming. I'm okay, cool.
Yeah.
Not high jumping. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. like whoosh. I would
Yeah.
think something like didn't make sense a little bit. And then the rock climbing one, I'm guessing, is the one that's in the last area where it's cold.
I don't even remember.
I can't
I
remember.
blazed through that game. Like
Yeah.
my memory of the game is
You
pretty.
finished it in like 6 hours. I swear.
No. So yeah, we gave Ree the game, and then that was her Friday, and she started playing that night. And then the next 2 days she had off, and then on the final day of your weekend, she posted in the group chat, "Done."
Yeah.
Like, here's the credits. I finished.
Because when we brought home the game, you guys were at my house and we played probably 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then it felt like literally the next morning you were like, "Oh, I'm done," and we were like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" Like,
I stayed
did
up
you
very
sleep?
late that day. I was up till 4 a.m. the
Yeah,
next morning.
you know life to the game.
Yeah.
You're like I have to go back to work on Monday. I need to play this now.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was buggy and all. It was a very fun game. Obviously, I played it for a lot of hours, and
Yeah.
I'm still playing it now and again.
Yeah.
But I think there was more potential.
Yeah.
It just didn't reach it.
Yeah, that's fine.
What we all expected, I feel. And
Yeah.
But we shouldn't have to expect it,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've left a high change. But Marty, you had a different way. You did a Nuzlocke, didn't you?
Self-appointed Night's Lock.
Yeah.
So mine was initially general Nuzlocke rules, but we threw in the duplicate rule because we thought that was a good idea. But then I got to like the first gym, and then I kind of all my Pokemon died because of Taurus because I left open my Switch. And I just like fell asleep or something. I don't know what happened.
Sleep Marty kept playing the game.
Yeah, kind of dozed off. Anyway, wiped out all my Pokemon. So I had to start again. And then from that, I did the Ash Ketchum rules where I literally just used my starter. And
Pikachu, best Elite Four Pokemon ever.
yeah, so literally just used the Gay Duck the whole time. Tracing for the first 4 gyms was really good. He just wiped out everything in like 100-meter radius. I didn't even see a Pokemon for like the first 4 gyms.
Yeah.
And it was just Sladuck running around just killing everything. And I was like, sick. All right, done. So yeah, I like barely caught any Pokemon. I think at the end of the game, I had less than 40 Pokemon. And that was during a run through of both gyms.
And with the Nuzlocke, it's hard to determine what an area is.
Yeah.
As well, but I feel like we sort of came up with an idea for if we're going to do that again. Where because we don't know it's hard to name out what a region is, right? So what we're all thinking is every time you come up to a new Pokemon Center, you go and heal, you turn around, all the Pokemon have respawned because you've gone and done a Pokemon. You turn around, first Pokemon there is a Pokemon you catch every Pokemon.
Right.
So every Pokemon Center. So that gives you 20 Pokemon to start with, right? Another region is every time you fight a new trainer, because they're all spread out throughout the world, and they've got Pokemon usually hanging out around them. So you go and battle the trainer, and then you immediately look and see a Pokemon near the trainer and catch that. And if you don't catch it, then you don't get a thing. And it's easy to keep track of because if you go up to a trainer and it doesn't have a gold symbol saying you haven't fought me yet, you don't get to catch a Pokemon here.
Yeah.
So it's really it makes it. I feel like that's an idea for this game that makes it easy to keep track of where you should be hitting Pokemon because it's like 55 trainers even, so that's still a lot of Pokemon for you to be going and doing. But on that note, I also feel that Pokemon should faint on auto battling if you fuck up, not just come back to you out of energy on 1 HP. Like if you're throwing the Pokemon at something it shouldn't be thrown at, like it should faint. It shouldn't just come back and be like, I'm tired, can you heal me? No, faint.
I mean, there's been times where I'm telling it to kill that Pokemon and then it'll kill that Pokemon.
Yeah.
So
which
that's
is
where it
kind of
sucks.
annoying.
Yeah, but you have the callback feature if you hit a thing, but that would just sort of maybe if you see that coming up that's near there, it'd make you think more to start a battle with the one you know you're going to have trouble with instead of doing auto battling. Like the only problem with that though is it ramps the difficulty up past the 10-year-old demographic they're trying to cater to, which I find is kind of annoying because why are we catering 10-year-olds demographic are all 25 to 32? Because we all started playing when we were 10. Like we're the demographic with the money that's buying the game. Like what cater to us. Which also leads into my thoughts on scaling. So you said before even the game's too easy once you start getting a thing, and then if you go to the wrong place first, it makes the other gyms and stuff that you probably should have gone to first being pointless and one-hittable, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm just gonna say I did not like doing the star thing because I was overpowered for most of it, and it just took forever. And there was too much talking. I'm not a story person. I was
And Vivaroom is always the same typing.
Yeah.
And he's the big battle. So as long as you've got fire type, it's pointless because he's poison, so he's weak to fire.
Or Gayduck, I don't know what he did, but he.
I don't know. It's poison metal, so he's got like three times
weakness
to fire.
So
you probably what you found it the most easy because you're literally just throwing your fire start out.
I found everything easy. Like I was just overpowered.
So
that's all.
And I've got thoughts on that as well for how they've done their scaling. So they've done their scaling in a way where they've done like these 3 are beginner leveling, these 3 here are middling, and then this one here is pretty hard, and this here is the most extreme of the lot, right? And you should probably be very well prepared. And they sort of have that in little blurbs to give you an idea of where you should be going. What I feel should have happened is it should have scaled linearly. Not in an open world, so it's a bit hard for linearly, but it shouldn't matter because what you do doesn't matter which gym you're looking at. All gyms at the start of the game are level 1, whatever the level 1 gym is, right? You know, there could be like a level 15 boss, and they've got like a level 17 as their final Pokemon. You know, that's the sort of you're going in with it. Yes, play pussies with me, Marty. Play with my feet. And then you go to that first gym. Now every single gym is level 2.
Yes.
And then it doesn't matter where you go to. You can go.
I feel like that.
I feel like you're like, you know what would be good for me? I'm going to work over towards the Ghost Gym next. I want to do the Ghost Gym now. Or I want to go do the Bug Gym now. And you make that decision, you go and do that. And then every gym is level 3, 4, 5, 6, and you whittle yourself into a thing there. Or the other way we were talking about it is me and Marty were thinking on the idea there, because this game didn't really have any rivals, right? You didn't really feel like you got a rival going on. The idea for it should be like you want to feel like the underdog, and it shouldn't matter where you're going. Everything should be 5 levels higher than you. So it doesn't matter if you grind out, everything is stronger than you. You're always behind, you're the underdog, you've got to plan a little bit, right? So say you're going up to a gym, right? And its Pokemon are all 5 levels higher than whatever your strongest Pokemon is, and you need to have a plan going into here. So you want to level everything up fairly evenly, so you don't just have one that's skyrocketed out, because it'll make the rest of your Pokemon difficult. 5 levels is only 20 stat points. It's not a big gap, but on your side fighting them, it feels like a big gap. But it's not a big gap to receive, as long as you're using correct typing.
Yeah.
And that would make the game feel more scaled. It'd make the game not necessarily difficult, but it would get rid of that scale capping where you get to a point where you've exceeded the capabilities of the current gameplay and would be able to bring it into itself. So at the moment there, if you just sort of like brush through it and you did the full playthrough and you got to the Elite Four at level 50 and now everything's level 60 for the second run through of those gyms there, yes, you're on track, but I'm literally halfway through the game at level 50 across the board. And that's just from auto battling. I haven't fought that much other than capturing Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, with the Titan story, I tell you what, that was the first one I finished. That was the only time where it felt difficult battling Arvin. I don't know why he wasn't really helping you battle before, but he kicked my ass.
Yeah, Arvin was really useless in all the Titan battles.
Yeah, he kicked my ass at the end.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. And I wasn't used to being beaten. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, well, because he's like, I'm going to use this Pokemon I literally caught round the corner 30 seconds ago and haven't even healed yet.
He turns into a beast.
And then all those Pokemon are like fully leveled.
Yeah.
By the time you find him. Yeah, okay.
Did you guys play? I didn't have that. That was easy as shit. The Arvin.
Yeah, but you haven't gone back through and fight the Titans again yet.
Again?
Yeah, because they've all respawned because you can catch them now.
Yeah, but they're tiny little things.
Yes, but they all exist.
Oh no, this is like the first thing. Like, because I hadn't completed any other thing. Like, I sped run through the Titan thing.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to the end, he was like a good 6 levels higher than me, and like I went in no plan. Pokemon weren't really healed or anything because I was just used to steamrolling. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah, like fucking half HP.
Yeah, and then he
matter.
just destroyed me. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then I completed every other storyline and then came back.
And then reset.
I just completed everything else and then came back.
Yeah.
Terrestrialized his dog that was sick.
He was a good dog.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
And I killed him.
You killed him.
He's like, it's fine to murk my dog.
Yeah. And that was my theory that would happen as well, because I feel like that's why, like I mentioned before, Mastiff literally has an undead version of him, which is the Tombstone dog, whatever it is. So I'm pretty sure. I'm like my whole running joke for this whole thing, it's like it's not like he's been defeated, and it's not injured, and the healing's like your dog's fucking old. Like it just looks like an old dog.
But it was cute.
It was cute, but
I liked the story.
But the story is very much like obviously the Spanish thing. It's all involved in death, and they literally gave it is literally a evolution tree of the dead versions of the Mastiffs. So,
Yeah.
which is but it's sad. I've got one more Titan to go. I think it's gonna happen shortly.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, so I feel like those ideas would have helped a lot with scaling.
Yes. Yes.
Whether Pokemon and Game Freak and Nintendo will implement in that way is very unlikely.
Probably not. No.
Because they're too heavily trying to cater to the 10-year-old demographic. And which is why Marty was saying earlier that it's like they're two versions. Like, so say we got Scarlet and Violet, right? And they're the two versions. We need two versions that are identical to the same game, except one is the version for kids and one's R-rated, where we have actual blood sport.
Yeah, me too. And like that, it makes you think about the conflict of interest of Bloodsport. It makes you like
give me a Dark Souls version of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like Peter.
yeah.
because that is canon as well. Like in the manga originally, for the there was only supposed to be like originally one volume, and it talks about Pikachu rebelling against Ash.
Yeah.
And that's like the whole turning of like slave to master type of thing. Because like you have all these animals that could definitely kill you, and it's like, you know, I think that would be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I think that would be a
They
really
would
cool
never
game.
do it though.
They would never do it.
They
Because it's
never-
controversial as hell.
Oh, but like even then, like I don't know if you've ever read it, but you ever read the manga comic that's like a Gujin.
Oh, just a fan
Gyujin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like the fan made
Yeah.
comics. I think so. There's one called Mokipon.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. You've seen it.
maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
we
So
did.
he's basically like an 18-year-old that's getting kicked out of the home because he never became a Pokemon trainer. His parents think he's like a waste of time because he just didn't have any interest in Pokemon. He's the weird one that had no interest in Pokemon and he got kicked out of the home because Mum's like, no, I want Professor Oak to be able to come around when you're not here so I can get like. You know, it's like it's adult mature. She's like, I'm sick of you being around here. I want to go get Professor Oak. You know, which is where like Professor Oak sends Ash off on a catch so he can hook up with the mom. So she's like kicking him out, and then he's just like, oh well, fuck, what am I supposed to do? I haven't got a fucking Pokemon. So he goes up to Professor Oak or whoever it should be Professor Oak because he's basically running in the same version of Bread, and goes to get the Charmander. Right, and he's basically like he's doing the whole like how the auto battling is happening in this one here. He just like lets it out and he goes, okay, go fight stuff, and then like it's sort of like you're supposed to like tell me my moves. It's like I ain't telling you shit, and this thing's getting the shit kicked out of it because he's just like I'm not giving you directions, buddy.
Yeah.
Sort yourself out. And it's just like, and then finally breathes fire and beats up this little like Caterpie and stuff like that, and he's like, cool. Go do that through the forest. And then he ends up starting like a forest fire in Viridian Forest and stuff like that. And it follows the story behind Ash Ketchum or behind Red. So it's not following Ash's story, it's more following Red and Blue.
Yeah.
Like in that game world and stuff like that. And it was a really fun comic.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Mokipon, go read Mokipon. It's free to read on some free to read manga thing. They just put it up there. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I read it. It was really good. So I like.
So we basically want that as a video game.
Yeah,
I
want more realism. I want violence. I want to pimp slap Nurse Joy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Well, that actually happened in the manga canonically, canonically.
Canonically.
Yes.
canonically. There we go.
It's where the Mafia, like Team Rocket, actually come in and blow up a Pokemon Center.
Yeah.
And they do it with Voltorb.
Yeah.
And like the whole, like they have all this crazy stuff in the manga. Like they have a Feraligatr that actually kills a Kangaskhan, like rips off its arm and bites it.
Yeah.
Like
I've read it. I've read some of it.
Because
Pokemon is a blood sport and a manga. Yeah, and they downsized it for Nintendo.
And they were also going to make a movie where it was like an underground blood sport, and this guy's trying to get his daughter back.
The closest they got to that was Detective Pikachu. Yeah.
Yeah, that was edging on to what... Have you seen the fan-made version with like Charizard and everything? And there's like... Anyway, that's awesome. Check that out.
I mean, for me personally, I don't care about the blood sport. I don't mind it being cute and kid-friendly. Maybe give us some romance options. I don't care. But
So you can
make it a little bit harder.
You can get like...
Give me a challenge. Give me a reason. Yeah.
You know,
I could imagine the comic art ones like chibi chibi yum yum, like a bunch of chibis and love heart. It's like this is love heart pink, and then it's like this is black metal, and it's like a alligator like kicking the shit out of a trainer. It's like which one will you choose?
Yeah.
That'd be great marketing. I would love to see that.
Which ones were you getting?
I like the cute aesthetic, but it could
You're
be
like, I
better.
want cute Dark Souls.
You dinosaurs.
Oh, and there was that one more. There was one glitch video. Marty posted a video in the group chat where it's like,
We have a group chat.
yeah, what's the what was the big one? The one that went giant.
Yeah.
Like
Delibird.
old mate came out of a battle, right, and he's turned the camera around, and there's this 300-foot Delibird
Oh my
walking
God.
around.
It just has to be Delibird.
Yeah, and then it basically it's like water, like going
Jeez.
super slow with it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's got that humongo glitch going on.
Yeah.
And someone put the Dark Souls music to it and put a health bar there, and
Oh my
you're like,
It has a helper. Oh my God.
and then obviously the stuff to do with Wiglet,
No, yeah.
where Wiglet becomes people's penises.
Yes,
Another
yes, I've
terrible
seen that.
design. It
Yeah.
was what's is it Shuckle? There's
Yes.
Shuckle, and then what's that clam thing? The
Clam
rock with
bell?
the no, it's like a rock, and then there's these two
Oh,
faces.
I
that come
don't
on
like it. I know
Yeah.
what you.
terrible
Oh,
design.
that's it's a ghost type again, isn't
No,
it? It's like
it's
a rock. It's like a rock with the stem and then the two clam heads.
and then it evolves, and it's like it has a face. And if I show you, you know what I'm talking
I
about.
hate it. It's
Terrible
from,
designs.
and that stupid gym leader has a
Yeah, and
Elite Four
and
member.
could
with
you
stupid
imagine-
Hair. I remember.
they're all sitting around in a
Barnacle,
meeting.
Barnacle.
Barnacle, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all sitting around in a meeting, and they're like, "Look, let's make some terrible Pokemon designs this time. That Unsparce, let's get him out. Let's."
He was funny though. I liked him as he could have been cool.
They waited
But they
8
went for a
generations. Yeah, they went 8 generations with that one. Like,
yeah,
that is not funny.
they give Mankey a final evolution of Annihilate, which is great, and then they do Dunsparce dirty
It's kind of funny though.
by just adding an extra dun.
And
It's
then
funny. It sucks because like when I was younger, I actually made like a fan made evolution of it,
Yeah.
and it was not what it looks like.
No.
I mean, look at the evangelical like dragon thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's a lot of fake mod about that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Oh, right. So everyone feel like they've gotten their final thoughts out?
No,
Um,
legendaries also suck.
Okay,
the only
legendaries
legendary that I'm actually playing it right now. The only decent legendary is this one that I'm fighting.
I like the snail and the fish.
Oh, they have a goldfish. What's this called? Leopo. It has swords.
Yeah,
Shempa.
It has swords for teeth. I'm
It's the
all
same
about
material.
that.
It's like a snow saber.
Yeah. I don't think it's. I don't.
It
they're
had
not-
swords for teeth.
Look, they're not Articuno, Zapdos, or Moltres. I know that. But they're like.
Right?
But they've already done that design. They can't do
No,
it again.
but the presence. This is what I was talking about. There needs to be atmosphere. Like all the land seemed so bland and empty. You need to have like alcoves with birds
Yeah,
and nests.
but you
and-
got to remember, like, do you want the Ultra Pokemon again? Remember the buff mosquito?
I just want good designs.
Yeah, but thinking about it, the one that they did was the buff,
Ultra Beast?
the Ultra Beast, the buff mosquito.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah. Buzzwold.
yeah, the
That's-
buff mosquito, and then it was
Sexy
the
cockroach.
sexy cockroach, and then I'm a jellyfish that's also hair.
And then I'm an electrical outlet.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you know, like you gotta remember, like, that's what they're coming up from. So I feel like if you do better than Ultra Beasts.
Yeah, like we threw these together, right? We weren't
Yeah,
even
but
trying. Like
But we built this off of the fake one, which
Fake.
were way cooler. Than the
great character designs. Like that's all I wanted was starters.
Have you've seen
Yes,
the
of
you've seen
course, yeah.
the starter things
Yeah.
that he posted? Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. Pompadour Sailor Duck,
Yeah.
Pompadour
Jet
Sailor
Ski
Duck.
Duck.
I wanted a dinosaur.
dinosaur,
And
and,
then- and
what was the cat one?
Yeah, I wanted like a lichen or something like.
Oh yeah, I want a starter Pokemon that starts on all fours to stay on all fours.
And keep its
Yeah.
arms.
Yeah. None of this turning into an armless snake after having arms for
Oh,
for two
Snivy.
generations.
Yep.
But like for me, all I need is decent starters, decent legendaries, and I'm happy.
Oh.
No, like for me, I've always liked crocodiles, so I was happy with Fuecoco. Like
Yeah.
my favorite starter is Totodile.
Yeah, I love
Like I
Totodile.
just love crocodiles.
Yeah,
So-
no, Totodile was good, but he started it on 2 feet and stayed on 2 feet.
Yeah, he was
They
cool.
didn't make you think he's gonna be a dragon, and then he turned into a
Well, I
crocodile.
always knew that Fuecoco was going to be a crocodile.
Well,
I don't know where you got dragon or dinosaur.
No, because we had the
from.
fake one. We never looked up. We never looked up what they actually look like. We
But
didn't
the
want to know.
name, like I said, the name.
Look, Coco does.
Fuecoco.
Yeah, but
Fire crocodile.
does that say fire crocodile? It says fire Coco.
It's like an amalgamation.
All right.
It's like Bulbasaur. Bulb and dinosaur.
Yes. And you know what it didn't turn into?
Well,
2 legs. It stayed on all 4s.
Fuecoco-
Good design that gives me an idea of where it's going. My expectations were met with Bulbasaur. He stayed on all 4s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Charmander stayed on 2 feet. Squirtle stayed on 2 feet. He just became more turtly.
okay. Yeah, but Fuecoco's cute.
Yeah, okay. Fuecoco was cute. I liked the starting scene when he
He's
he
just
goes to
dumb.
eat, he goes to eat his little apple and he's like, that's burnt. Yeah.
That's why you chose him. You're
Yeah,
like
a little bit. I was like, he's adorable. He's,
One thing I want to say is like, I don't like how you can't go into people's houses.
yeah. Literally, the first thing I tried to do was go into someone's house. The first village we went to, and I'm like, these aren't in. There's no rendering for inside houses. And that's why when I said to you when you first started playing, I'm like, first town you go when you're talking you first, I'm like, go and check doors at the house at the town, and you're like, what? You give me this dumb look of like, what? And then yeah, that's exactly what I
Yeah.
meant. Like, why? I am the main character. I want to loot.
Yeah, I want to B and E. I want to break and enter.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's why I didn't feel attached to like the new Pokemon because it's open world, so it's like you don't really have like
And then-
overarching story, but I can't.
And then
get
each of the towns
connected.
have different shops, but the shops all have the same one. They're all sandwich
Yeah,
shops
I
that have the same
can't-
materials
I
in them.
can't tell you a town name. I don't know the names of the town. They all. There's the one near the docks that wasn't even in town.
Yeah.
There's a Twitch streamer one.
Yeah,
And then
and there's one with a garden.
there's a normal gym leader guy.
Yeah.
With the food. I don't even know like
Yeah,
the
and he's-
names or what they look like.
And he was part of the Elite Four.
I don't
He's
know.
like
he
a
was cool.
boring
That was the
restaurant manager.
point. That's the point. You gotta go. We stand Larry.
Yeah.
Let's go, Larry.
That was me
Uh.
in a fucking Pokemon game. I was watching it. I was like, God, this guy's me. He's like sitting slumped over in a restaurant, like, I'm not going to get
That's the
overtime this
point.
week.
All right.
And then-
Okay, so yes, we've enjoyed the game, but we have complaints, and we
Yes.
want things to be addressed, but they never will because Pokemon stink. So look, what we're gonna do now is we're hitting on 50 minutes,
Oh,
so
I
I
haven't done with my own
so,
political.
so somehow we've gone into even more depth than we did with Goot. Thank you very much, Ree, for helping
thank
out
you.
with our
I told you
video
I could
today.
talk.
Yay!
So yeah, so thank you very much, Ree, for hanging out. If Ree, I'll get Ree. You want to stand up again? So oh, that's the wrong button, but we'll let it play through anyway. So Ree, want to stand up again? Show us the shirt.
Okay.
Give us a little twirl. Yeah, cute little shirt model. So yeah, if you want the shirts, the singlets, gym tees,
Yeah, check out the guns.
they're all up on the merch store. They're fairly affordable. All made in America, done by Spring Tees. They do all the printing and stuff like that as they're ordered, so it's very economically friendly. There's no product that exists until someone purchases something. All the fabric's all very nice. I've only used the nice premium blends and stuff like that. That's all cotton and stuff, so it breathes really well. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff always constantly being updated on there. Make sure you also remember, oh no, still the wrong button again. Make sure you remember, so up next to me at my head here, there'll be another video being loaded. That's another video on the channel. You're more than welcome to go and click on one of those, keep watching through. Make sure you remember to like and subscribe, leave comments down below. I'm fairly active on all of it, and I usually answer any questions that comes up. Yeah, so yeah, follow on Instagram, which is Dragothic Studios, for our new 3D animation site, Dragothic Studios, for our actual company set. And I've also got a YouTube channel, which is new for Dragothic Studios. Nothing's been posted on the YouTube channel yet because we have no animation finished yet. But once we start getting animation going, with it's full audioed and stuff like that, we're going to start putting stuff up there for our movie project that Marty and I, so far have been spent the last year doing practice for Blender. So we're at the point where we're making character models and stuff and getting things ready. And the story's all fully written up. So yeah, it should move forward quickly. Ree will probably be a voice actor if he's still hanging around the island. Free labor. It's That's what I like.
No, I just pay each
You will be paid in t-shirts with your face on it.
Thank you.
It's a better deal than me. I
Yeah,
just get cheese.
Marty just gets cheese.
And
I mean, cheese is nice. Cheese can be expensive.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
The island here is expensive, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so make sure you go and check all of that out for us. I haven't got it organized yet because I haven't got any animation set up, but there'll be a Patreon involved with the animation project once I have something to show for it. So yeah, thank you very much. Dragothic Gaming signing out. Everyone wave goodbye.
Bye.
All right, thank you for hanging out with us all, and I will see you all in the next video. All right, thank you very much. Dragothic Gaming signing out. Bye. Bye.